That's interesting. That's not the right one. That's why. All right, so now that should be live. Welcome to the live show. My name is Jeffrey Powers. You can find me over at Geekazine, Think Magazine, Put in a Geek, and you got me. And there it is. So now I should be able to see things. See, desktop. Desktop site. So now I'm going to switch it over here. Don't need to see that. Okay. Live. There we go. We're live right now. So there it is. I don't know if you can hear me or not. We'll find out. I'm going to switch over to here. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to switch over here. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're live right now. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there it is. I don't know if you can hear. All right, so that output allows for both, and I can turn. And then all right, so this is the near right next to me camera. That's this one right here. All right, I gotta do this again because I think, okay, this is actually both of them. Let's just put it equal audio. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're gonna go, that's this camera at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now this camera at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we're gonna stick with this camera right here. And so what we've got now is the split screen. So we set up 3 different things because we have 2 cameras. You can hook up more than 2 cameras. but I have two cameras here. Never mind the mess here. But so we have camera, that's the overshot camera where you can see the iPad and work from there. And then I have my head camera, which is this. And then I have this split A/B, which is nice. But what I really want is an overlay camera. So if I do this and I do this, then I have some sort of overlay, but I want to shrink up this camera. And it doesn't look like I have that option. I can do an overlay or I can do a camera and camera. So, and I can do that through adding here, and I can say multi-view. Now these are all the multi-view options, and it looks like we can go up to 4 cameras on the multi-view, but there's no way to, like for instance, this shot right here, we have this shot, which is the AB, but I want to do this shot, and I'd love to be able to resize B. So let's see, that we'll do that one there, and then we'll do this one here. So as you can see, we have a side by side. There is no way to resize this. So now we have this shot, which is nice. There's no way to change a background on there. There's no way to resize it, but we've got a one-on-one camera situation. Well, once again, it's kind of nice. This one fills the screen, which I like as well. And then, of course, we have the independent camera shots, this one and this one. You're seeing on the phone, I'm watching the live stream as I go. So, and then you're also seeing, as I'm talking, you're seeing how I press and press, and then how much latency you'll see on here. It's actually pretty good. I have these plugged in, technically, power over Ethernet, but I don't know if these are supposed to take Ethernet connections, but it kept asking for Wi-Fi, and I'm not exactly sure if it's running on Wi-Fi or if it's running on Ethernet. If it's running on Wi-Fi, this latency switch is pretty good. I mean, you're starting to see it now. So there, I tapped it. We'll do that again. 1,000, 2, so about a little bit over a second, where you'll see it react on here. So you just have to use this as a semi-confidence monitor. So when you're going to talk like this, then you're really not watching there, because you're not knowing what screen is going to be popping up right away. So with that said, you might have heard the refrigerator over there turn on. So if that's the case, let me know. Of course, I'll be watching a little bit later. So we've got graphics here. So like I said, we had the overlay graphic. That works. I can put a little bug on the bottom. I don't know if I can do a transparent bug. I tried a transparent, a ping, and it gave a white background to it. So we have that. We have this. This is an over-the-shoulder shot. So let's go back over to the camera like this. So that's the over-the-shoulder shot. I'm not sure if I can put an image in there. It's asking me for text for that over the. So I'm not exactly sure what I would use that for. And then, of course, we've got the lower third, which was down there. There's not too much control to the lower third. You can add a graphic to it. You can add 1 or 2 lines. You can move the graphic back and forth. It's very basic. But as you can see, it's a nice little lower third graphic. Now over here, that's where the audio is, and you're not seeing that, so let's switch over to this camera right here. And that's where the audio is. That's where we were playing a few minutes ago. And then, of course, we can add in audio. We can add in multi-view, picture-in-picture. Audio is actually, if you've got something in your music on your device, like your iPad. I'm not going to play any of these songs because these are, I believe these are copyright. Are these copyright? Yeah, these are copyright songs, so I'm not going to be playing them, because this is a test. And so, but if you had something of your own music wise on here, you could do that. So we have the multi-view. We saw the multi-view box. Whoops. We have the picture-in-picture option. We can choose one or the other. So I could actually set up this as a picture-in-picture too. We can resize it a little bit. There we go. And we can put a stroke on there. If that's a purple stroke, which we can change the color to, let's do to black. There we go. And we'll say done. And now I can do a picture-in-picture there, or a picture-in-picture there. Actually, both of them are running at the same time, which is really interesting. So if I even had a third camera, then I could have a picture in picture right here, picture in picture right here, and then me in the center. So that kind of worked pretty well. Um, and I'm not sure if we can import anything other than a nearstream camera. So we got our graphics, so we can do a full screen overlay, which I don't have anything in there. I just have, oh, that's text. There's no image, so we can say hello, and we'll hit done. And now that's the full screen image, hello. You get that. Let's see, lower third, over the shoulder, and the corner bug. Those are the main ones that you can see right there. Camera, of course, the cameras that we have set up. I only have 2 near streams, but I think we can do up to 4. There we go. And then picture-in-picture multi-view audio. So you get the idea. All right. So now I can switch back and forth between these two. And that's pretty much the control I have is here through these different types of options here. So far I'm looking at it, I'm hearing it, it's sounding pretty decent without having any type of external audio attached to it. Now I think I can change the audio settings. Let's see. So this is going to be now speech mode. And I'm going to do it to both because I don't remember which audio setting or which audio I do here. If I had something plugged into the USB-C, I could use that. If I had something, whoops, you can't see that. Hold on. Duh. All right, so now we're going back over to the audio. I switched that to speech mode versus general mode. Let's do this. This right here is general mode, 1, 2, 3, and I think we're on this audio. Ah, wrong one. 1, 2, yeah, we're on this camera. Okay, perfect. All right, let's go back here and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is the general audio. Let's switch it over to speech mode. We'll go like this. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll leave it on speech mode because, of course, I'm talking here. And then as I switch it back and forth, we have the same thing here. Of course, my audio. We'll switch it to the dual. Just this audio from up here, and then same thing here. This audio from up here. I don't think we can. Yeah, we can't edit. We can only edit and remove the video here. But from here we have device settings, we can remove, we have audio settings, image adjustments. Now this is where I adjust the image. Right now we've got this all zoomed out, but I can zoom it in. It zooms in via clicks. And I don't think there's viscous support on here, which kind of sad, but what can you do? So as you can see, I've just adjusted it so it's there. Let me do this. Let's do boop, boop, like that. Okay, let's go back to the camera. So now you can see me and you can see the image adjustments. So let's go back here and we'll go back to image adjustments. Like I said, we zoomed in and now we'll zoom out. Interesting, I zoomed to 2 and then I left and then went to 3. I want 2. That's 2. That's 3. Go back to 2. No, that's going back to 1. You see how easy it is to kind of mess up really quick. So we're going to close that. We're going to go back in image adjustments. Let's see what that says. Yeah, that says 3. So if I go to 2, it pops back to 1. That is wild. Small little bug there. Interesting. So, all right. We have the autofocus, which we can turn on and off. We have the auto, and this is what sometimes I like to do this. I'll make this all blurry. Try and make it blurry. There we go. Get it nice and blurry. And you don't, oh, there we go. Now you're seeing that. So it's nice and blurry. Now I'm going to hit that button and poof, it clears it off. It's kind of fun to do that every now and then. Let's see, we got brightness. We can change that. We can change the contrast. We can change the saturation. We can change the hue. Let's do that. Let's bring that down. There we go. So now it looks like I'm in a really odd spot. I can change the horizontal and the vertical flip. Let's reset that. Oh, it can't reset. Oh, interesting. Can't do it during a live stream. So I'll have to manually set these back as best as possible. That's close enough. And then, of course, we can turn on and off HDR, but we can't do that during the live stream. Let's see what we've got for filters. We got a stage filter. We got this is the high contrast filter. We've got the black and white filter. We got the soft filter. We've got what filter was that? The vibrant filter right here. And then the retro filter. Now, if you don't have this camera plugged in, I've found that, hi from the Netherlands. Hey, Camille, how you doing? Graham's saying, what is the iPad case? I really don't know. I got it many, many years ago, so sorry. So anyway, I found that if you have these, you're doing this while the camera's on wireless. It's through going through the battery. It's not being charged. When it gets down to under 50%, this starts to freak out a lot, and of course, it will sometimes reset. Now, they did do a firmware update, which is great, and that fixed some of the problems. But I do have, when you get under 50%, the reset happens a little bit more, which is kind of sad, but I don't know, what can you do there? So, all right, let's go back over here and we'll turn off this. And I want to show you without showing out through the camera here. Let's go back here and I'm going to go to image adjustments again. So now we can turn off autofocus and we can blur me out like this. There we go. And then add a moment's notice when I say, hey, hello, how's it going? Hey, everybody, Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine. How you doing? Then, of course, it bounces right back and forth. Auto exposure, I can change that. Let's start dark. Now we're going to be let's see how bright it can go. There we are. It's auto white balancing. Let's turn off the auto white balance. Let's leave that at that. So now we'll bring it back here to try and get more of my forehead. It's kind of washed out right now. There we go. Let's bring it all the way to 0. Let's just slightly tap it. So right about there. I mean, that's pretty decent, right? I don't know. I'm trying to watch as we go to see. That's that. Okay. There's a little bit of a delay. So YouTube, so for me, that looks good, but I think if I take it one down on YouTube, that will be more on the perfect side. But I'm gonna wait and see how that looks. I'm looking at the iPhone, and I suppose that looks good on the iPhone, but it didn't look good on my monitor there. Confidence monitor probably needs to be tuned. Now, when I go a little bit darker on, and I'm looking on the iPhone, yeah, this is what it looks like on the iPhone there. So a little bit darker than I want it to be. So if I was to set the exposure one up like this, then I think that would be more than acceptable here. Now, white balance is the same thing. I'm not exactly sure what the color of the white balance is. It doesn't tell me. It just says 42. So yeah, I could hope that it's 4200. Let's go all the way to the left, which is 0. And we've got a green white balance. Let's go over here to the right all the way. And it's not doing anything. Did it freak out? bring it back over this way. Huh. There's nothing. It doesn't do the other extremes. So it's either green or there's a little bit blue. So everything happens on the left side, which is interesting. So here, let me show you. Go over here. I'll do that. And I'll do image adjustments. And I think you'll see that. Let me go back and zoom that out. I just realized. So audio adjustments. Let's zoom that back out. There we go. And we'll come back over to here and to image adjustments. Now, like I said, we're got a blue. If I set this to the middle, it'll be a nice look. If I go all the way this way, nothing happens. Nothing happens. If I go all the way this way, it's going to be green. Hulk green. We'll go a little bit, getting the turquoise. So it seems to be playing with the red and the green. I'm sorry, the green and the blue. But anything after this, there we go, some gradation, that's the word, yeah. There we go. Now we're seeing something. That's interesting. All right, so now, let's go all the way this way. All right, so now I am more red. Let's go back over here, and you're going to see me with that. So that's on the yellow side. We'll bring it down a little bit. And now we're more on the nuclear side. We'll go this way. And then this way, we're about halfway now. And that looks pretty decent on the halfway point. We'll go to the lower end of the spectrum. There we are. Actually, I could do it this way. There we go. And then we'll go back over here. So now, or should I switch that around? I'll switch that around. Let's do that. Turn that off, turn that on. Come back over here. All right. So image adjust. So we go all the way to the left and we're green. Go all the way to the right. And it gets very, very confused. So let's bring it back to the middle. All right. Let's take some gradation from here. We'll slowly do it because now we're going to start to see the effect. Now we're more orange than anything. Keep going. Now we're on the yellow. Keep going. Now we're green again, which is interesting. So that's a very interesting setting right there. Let's move on. Of course, we can change the brightness. Let's go ahead and do that. Boom. We brighten things up. Let's go ahead and change the contrast. Boom. We could go the other way, of course. Give us more of a certain look on our video. We can change the saturation. Now we're black and white. Now we're in super color. And then this is the hue. So now I don't feel too good. Or what's the other end? I feel this is really bright on that. So as you can see, you can make a lot of different changes. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. This might be a good test to hear how the audio sounds. So let's go ahead and move over here. So I'm about, I'd say about 12 feet away from the microphone. 12 feet. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I was a foot off, so that's pretty good. So let's go back over there. We're gonna go halfway. We're about 6 feet away from the microphone. I'm gonna keep going. And now I'm about 12 feet away from the microphone. So that's what it's gonna sound like as we go. And I don't know how much it's picking up, but it's supposed to be picking things up. Of course, this is a very quiet area right now. So, and I just hit the table, sorry. So you might not hear much. Let's get these reset as best I can. There we go. All right, as best I can. All right, because I can't reset the default on there. So that is the whole system, cameras and that is through RTMP going live to YouTube. You can also set it up going to YouTube, going to Facebook through there, through RTMP or not. Next up, we're going to set up the NDI and see how that works. So I hope that helped you. Camille, thanks for watching. Graham, thanks for watching. And I'll be back in about 5 minutes with these cameras on NDI going through a switcher going to YouTube. Bye. And to turn it off, all we have to do is hit the live button right up there and say